Um,
Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to our Tuesday live stream. Misty, just you got it. You got to hit go live.
we should be live.
Yes, perfect.
Cool.
Hello, everyone. I am Jessie Lang. I teach people how to buy 1 to 3 rental properties per month on autopilot, and I am here every single Tuesday bringing you guys actionable tips on how to build a real estate portfolio, how to build a real estate business. And today, I have a recurring guest who everyone loves. I have Miss Misty Linn. She is an incredible investor and broker here in Columbus, Ohio. But our topic today is talking about goal setting and the top 3 mistakes that we see people make and why they're not hitting their goals. So I think between the two of us, I think we added it up. We have 15 million in rental portfolio and have done like,
Yeah.
how many deals do you think you've done?
Over my career?
Yeah.
I mean, deal flow well over, yeah.
Yeah.
A
So together,
million,
15 million
a lot.
in rentals and thousands of deals. And we're going to show you exactly what we know about goal setting. So, Misty, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Misty Linn, owner of Core Realty Collection. So it's a brokerage I started with a business partner about 10 years ago and then bought him out about 5 years ago. So sole owner and happy to help real estate agents with their real estate goals. Created the brokerage truly for that reason. Just helping people achieve their goals without nickel and diming them through the process of being an agent. And been working with investors. Bought my first investment property in 2011. I've been working with investors full time since I'm in the market crash around 2008-9. That was certainly an opportunity for investors to gobble up properties. So,
If only
yeah.
I knew then what I know now.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I think goals are very important. Without goals, I know I would not have multiple streams of income, multiple businesses, if I did not seek out a goal to achieve. So I love helping other people achieve their goals.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. And we're live with Misty's audience as well. So if y'all don't know me, my name is Jessie Lang. Like I said, I have a large rental portfolio. We have about 70 units here in Central Ohio. I manage in-house with the help of a small team. And then I help other people buy and manage long-term rentals as well. And so that's why we're here. Misty and I go, I'd say way back at this point. I remember the very first, like, I was driving around in the Hilltop. I was driving for dollars. I was like 2017 maybe. And I saw your sign. I was like, let me just call this lady and, gave you a call. Didn't think you would pick up. You picked up, helped me answer my question. Never in my wildest dreams that I think that, this successful agent would be on a stage with me one day. So love that story and love to have you here for sure. So let's get into it. Goals,
Cool.
goal setting, top mistakes that we see people make. Y'all, if you are watching live, let us know in the comments if you have any goals for this year, if you know kind of what you want to focus on, or if you have any goals, let us know, because we're actually going to be able to help some of you take your goal and like work it through our process a little bit and kind of improve upon it. So the first mistake that we see investors make is that you kind of have like a vague goal. It lacks clarity. It's maybe too general. It's like, I want to be successful, or I want to make more money, right? So that lacks direction. There's no motivation, right? Because there's nothing like driving you. There's nothing to measure. And then you're going to have really lower chances of success. And so, Misty, what would you say are some ways that people could go from having a vague goal to having like more specific and actionable goals?
I think it's very important when you're setting your goals is to set your why. Why do you have that goal? I think that we can put out a vague goal of, oh, I want to lose weight. Okay, great. How much weight? And then how are you going to achieve that goal? So you need to really when you have the vague goal, you need to really break that down into a very micro, tiny goal. How can I achieve that? And then go even larger with that.
Yeah, totally. And so that's like a summary of kind of what we call like the SMART goal framework. You've probably heard of this if you've ever worked in corporate or have done goal setting with us last year. We did this this same workshop last year. And so what is a SMART goal? It is specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, and it's time bound. So if you have those 5 things, like I think Lizzie put her goal here in the chat. So we want to do a minimum of 1 bird deal per quarter in 2025, if only using your own funds. So if you raise private money, maybe you want to do more. So is that SMART? Is it specific? I think it's specific, you know?
Pretty specific, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Is it measurable? Right? Can you look back and count, yes, I did X, Y, and Z? Not just I want to lose weight, I want to lose 10 pounds. 15. Is it achievable? Like, Misty, from your expertise with investors, do you think this is an achievable goal?
I do think it's achievable. I think that, you know, I know Lizzie personally, so yes, I do think that's very achievable for her because she does have a team around her and she's been in the business for some time. You know, also when setting your goals, look at what got you to even want that goal. You know, I've been doing this since 2006, so it's been a very long time. So people are like, yeah, I want to be like you. Well, it takes a very long time to achieve some of the goals that I achieved. And it doesn't happen, you know, just from, I'm going to set the goal and it's going to happen for me tomorrow.
Yes.
It's almost building blocks. So I think Lizzie's goal is very achievable because she has been building those blocks. She's had that mindset and she's been focused on that goal for quite some time.
100%. Yeah, I love that. And so we've decided it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, because I know that, you know, we both know Lizzie and she doesn't want to work for someone else forever, right? And so it's relevant to get you towards the goal of being your own boss, of being a time, you know, time freedom, location independence, all that. So totally relevant. And it's time bound, right? She has per quarter in 2025 in there. So I think this is a fantastic goal.
Yeah, I do too.
So Misty, why don't you tell us a time when you maybe had a goal that was maybe a little too vague and maybe like I got a little off track?
Yeah. I will say in goal setting and in achieving your goals, it's easy to get distracted, right? So I think it's very important to stay true to your goals. So when you're setting your goals, set them to realistic, this is truly what I do want to achieve. You know, Jesse and I were talking, and one time where I was distracted from a goal was in 2020. You know, if you think back on 2020, rates were at 2%, 3%. Everything was flying off the market. I said yes to a lot of things that really derailed me from the focus of my personal goal because it was somebody else's goal, or it seemed like an opportunity to maybe partner with some people that were the greatest partnerships, but it was an opportunity that took me away from my goal. So when you have those distractions and you think those are, no, that's a really good idea, let's do that. It's go back to your why and then go back to your goal. And is it aligned? And if it's not aligned, don't do it.
100%. I love that. And could you imagine if you had maybe been more focused on long-term loans at that point at 2%? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So being distracted is actually, like, looking back in hindsight, cost a whole lot more than just that distraction. It cost, for sure. I mean, not just what you were spending your time on, what you weren't spending your time on. I don't want to put a number on it, but I mean, that's probably a lot of money on the table.
A lot of money.
Yeah, exactly right. So I love that, love that, love that. So that's our first mistake that we see is vague goals. So to overcome that, you want to make sure they're SMART. You want to make sure you stay on track. So the mistake number 2 is unrealistic expectations. So maybe something that's overly ambitious or doesn't align with like your current capabilities, your resources, your time constraints. You know, you could have burnout if you're trying to do too much, right? And so what are some examples, Missy, that you can think of that's like a very achievable goal that you maybe see your clients go through the process of like, you know, they start wanting to do this and then they settle on something more achievable? Like, have you seen something like that?
Yeah, I think that the first thing that comes to mind is when I'm meeting with somebody one-on-one and their goal is to invest, right? And they're like, no, I want to rehab a house and I want to do all those things. And then I break it down for them, the process of that. And they're like, well, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So then what do you actually want to do? Do you want to invest your money? Do you have, a lump sum of money that's maybe not earning what you want it to? What is the actual goal, the end goal, right? Do you want to have 50 rental portfolio for yourself? Do you want to do one and see how it goes? So really breaking down that goal to the smallest achievable goal that you can.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And, you know, like we're talking about real estate, you know, of course, but the weight loss goal I see all the time is like people say, oh, you know, I want to lose 20 pounds in a month. That's not healthy. I want to flip 5 properties a quarter. Okay, great. Are you a full-time investor and do you have teams and people and, you know, like experience?
And contractors and this and that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. You know, and so being realistic, Laura says exactly right, helps you make sure you don't get discouraged. Because if you set these unrealistic goals and you're not hitting them, how much longer do you think you're actually going to be working on this before you quit and go do something else?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it will be short-lived and you'll get distracted and discouraged and you'll just keep doing the same things that you do every day that are comfortable.
Yeah. And so I'm so guilty of this one myself. When I first started real estate full-time, that was 2018. I was coming out of a corporate job that I was working super hard for someone else and, you know, wasn't making a ton of money, but I knew I had the skill sets. I knew I was going to like come out of the gate. I thought I was just hot shit. Like I thought I was going to come out and make $250,000, $300,000 my first year in business. And I will tell you, that is not the truth. That's not even close to what happened. I think I was happy to even replace my salary that I walked away from. So just know that like you, even with the skill set, it's still going to take some time to like get up and running. Right. So I'm totally guilty of that one.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, mistake number 3 we have is a lack of a plan. And so you've probably heard, you know, a goal without a plan is just a wish. I'm sure you've heard that. And so we actually have a kind of a little recipe that you can use for when you're making a plan. And you may have seen this. It's the sand, the pebble, and the rocks. And so a professor, we have a little video about it we can share, but basically a professor gets in front of a class and says, can you make these rocks, these pebbles, and the sand fit within this jar? And the jar is the amount of time you have, the amount of resources that you have. And so, you know, people think you pour the sand in, then you pour the pebbles in, and then you pour the rocks in. Well, you get to the point where the rocks don't fit, right? And so if you think of it in goal setting, your rocks are your big items. The rocks are the ones you have to start with first. And then you fill in the little items, the pebbles. And then the sand is the details, the specifics of how you're doing something that you pour in at the top. And all of a sudden, what wouldn't fit in your time and money constraints now all of a sudden does because you're prioritizing in the right way. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the lack of the plan. If you focus on rocks, then pebbles, then sand, you're going to be like much better off than just starting with the nitty gritty details. Yeah.
Yep.
So cool. Misty, why don't you tell our audience how they can get involved in setting some of their own goals this coming weekend?
Well, this weekend, we're going to do a workshop very much like the one we did last year. If you guys attended that. And we're just going through goal setting for 2025. And, it's highly important right now. I have meetings with my agents personally, and the market's changed. So pricing has changed, days on market has changed. When you're pricing your investment properties, you have to be very smart and strategic with how you're pricing them. I think a lot of people price for the future. You think, oh, I'm going to buy this in the winter. I'm going to list it in the spring. This is going to be a hot market. We're going to aim for the stars here. I don't think that we're going to see those the pricing spikes that we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to have goals and be a little bit more strategic and conservative with your goals going into 2025.
Yep. And we're seeing, similar things in rentals as well. Like we've had some turnovers that aren't getting rented as fast as they were come spring. So you just have to be able to understand how these changes impact your overall big picture. So that's what we're bringing to you on Saturday from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock Eastern. It is online, so anyone across the nation can join. Yeah, Jackie says easy to get discouraged. Totally. So anyone can join across the nation. And it's going to be tangible. Like this isn't theory. This isn't me and Misty talking at you, anything. You have a workbook. We teach you exactly how to set your goals. And then we have quiet time throughout where you literally are working on your goals. You're going to walk out of this session with a 2025 plan. And that y'all can join us. We are doing early bird. It's $47 to join us. That's through the 4th. So tomorrow. And then we're also doing a VIP session. So this VIP, it's the same Saturday planning, but you get 4 quarterly check-ins with either me or Misty throughout the year. And those, that ticket is $197 on early bird. And we're actually going to hold you accountable. You're going to set a plan. We're going to check in with you every quarter to hold you accountable to those goals.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm excited to do mine.
I'm excited to do mine too.
Yeah.
I usually don't think about the 2025 year or the next year until it's happening, like most people do. So it's going to be good to get it started now, start thinking about it now. And then come January, you're ready to go.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because we're not waiting until the year starts. We're putting the plan in place now. So we're hitting the ground running.
Yep.
Especially throughout the holidays, you're going to go into this holiday season with peace of mind that you can take a break. If you need to take a break for a couple days, take the break because you're hitting it hot in January.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool. Well, Lizzie has dropped the link to the chat to get you guys registered. Would absolutely love to have you. It's going to be, small group, and we're going to love to work with you. So we will see you Saturday. Anything else?
Okay. No, nothing else for me. I'll see you guys on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.